I don't know if that's for me or because I'm the last one. I'm going to take a little bit of a different approach because there is no way you can separate out all of the moving parts with accountability, with assessment, and with what goes on and what we do to kids. And so what I want to talk about is the thing that's most important to students, and to have something that is relevant to their lives, which means that they will be more engaged. You already know I'm David Anthony. I spent about 24 years as superintendent in Texas, and now I work with Raise Your Hand Texas. We are a nonprofit, nonpartisan organization that represents students. Now, what we do is we invest in quality education for all students, but we don't represent any adult groups. We're focused on how can we make sure, and what can we do to make sure that every child has a quality educational experience. During my tenure in Texas, the expectations, standards, accountability, and assessment systems have changed significantly. The rigor increased as did student performance. However, the expectations for high school graduation have continued to escalate and become heavily weighted toward one college preparation program. In 2009, Raise Your Hand Texas supported a multiple pathways bill to encourage greater choice and flexibility for Texas students to achieve a quality education focused on preparing them for post-secondary education and career readiness, not just the ability to pass a high-stakes test. We intend to do the same thing in the 83rd session. And we're going to be focused on multiple pathways to a recommended high school program. The argument was made this weekend that kids have all the flexibility they need to get a CTE, a career and technical education, or take electives in fine arts and music, but it didn't say anything about that flexibility and getting a recommended high school program, which is essential for them to be able to enroll in a four-year publicly supported institution of higher education. To meet Texas' workforce and societal needs in the next quarter century, rigorous high school diploma degree plan choices that recognize an individual student's natural talents, interests, and abilities and prepare all students for a variety of career and continuing education aspirations must be established. Texas employers need a skilled and educated workforce in order to sustain the diverse and vibrant economy of our state. Our education system must be aligned with the needs of Texas employers and offer a variety of educational opportunities to prepare students for today's competitive and highly skilled workplace. With a dropout rate that's still far too high, depending on whose ever numbers you use, Texas public policymakers must recognize that coursework relevance is as important and not exclusive of academic rigor. Creating a direct link between coursework and future career opportunities can provide the necessary relevance to keep students interested in school and engaged in learning. The individual who controls student engagement is the student, which makes student parental choice in the selection of courses and career paths essential. Expanding programs that combine academic content with practical workplace applications will go far in meeting not only the needs of the students, but also the needs of Texas employers who require skilled workers. Because the 4x4 based recommended high school program and distinguished achievement plan are more restrictive, it is difficult, if not impossible, for students to take many elective courses in their high school years. This issue may become even more problematic due to the potential impact of end-of-course exams. If you didn't notice how many students failed the end-of-course exam and how many students were successful in their second attempt this summer, approximately 20% of those who took them passed. Now tell me which pathway those children are on. They're already behind in EOCs and they've only got 13 or so more to go. Many students who will not choose the recommended high school program because it doesn't fit their needs. And they know they're not going to school in Texas. They can go to any Tier 1 university in the United States without having to prove they were on the recommended high school program, except Texas. So they focus on maybe even more rigorous, more AP courses than they normally get in the recommended high school program because they know they're not going to school in Texas and it's not anything they need checked off on their application. Practical problems of the 4x4 plan include students enroll in fewer courses in fine arts, career and technical education, and other elective courses in all areas, including English. Students who opt to continue elective courses face scheduling and summer school burdens. Natural talents and individual student interests are often sacrificed while in high school, perhaps the best time for students to explore and develop such areas. Demand for math and science teachers to meet the demand created by the requirements will become an even greater problem because so many people like me are baby boomers who are eligible for retirement. There's not a match between the 4x4 requirements and college admission requirements. No university in the state of Texas require that a student pass 4 or have 4 math credits in order to enroll in their college or university. None require 4 math or science. There's not a match between the 4x4 requirements and career skills, training expectations, or workplace needs. We're striving to create a college and career readiness culture in our schools, but we must remember that more than 50% of or about 50% of our kids will never go to a 4-year public university. And yet we've forgotten about the career readiness aspect. With new requirements that prohibit students from attending any public 4-year institution in Texas unless they complete English 3 and Algebra 2 at end-of-course tests at required levels, many students will be denied admission even if they are otherwise qualified or have a scholarship to attend because they're the first chair #1 kid with a saxophone in the state of Texas. They may not have taken the recommended high school program. They can't take advantage of that scholarship. Students drop out when they're in courses that are not relevant to them. A recent study on high school graduation statistics by Building a Grad Nation shows the overall graduation rate in Texas is 71.5%. Nationally, it's 73.4%. In male students, it's 68.9% in Texas and 69.6% nationally. Female students, 74.3% Texas, 76.4%. We have a problem. Research shows that career and technical education and music have an impact, positive impact in correlation to students' academic success. Texas must establish policies that encourage students to remain in school and provide relevance in their curriculum that will help them advance on their individual paths in life. Courses in fine arts, health, JROTC, humanities, and career and technology have a place in the high school graduation requirements. While math and science are important components of a rigorous, well-rounded high school education, one component should not be sacrificed for the other. Texas is selling our students a dream that is not based on current reality. Is a college degree beneficial? Absolutely. Is it essential for employment, a great career, and quality of life? Absolutely not. Education this week said that we need more solutions that provide more flexibility for students. We hear a lot about choice in the legislature. There is no choice more important than the choices we give our students to get enrolled and engaged in their life preparation, a quality education that appeals to them. In a state as large and as diverse as Texas, one size does not fit all. Students and consumers today demand more choices, not fewer. To engage students, state policies must allow them to select courses that increase, I promise I have 15 seconds left. Must allow them to select courses that interest and inspire them to create and achieve their own life stream. There is honor and quality of life in all work, not just work that utilizes math and science. A program that tends to track all students toward a 4-year college degree has resulted in a dropout track for some students. A relevant education engages students. An educational program that is not relevant to all students motivates some to exit the system. We don't have a place for a one-size-fits-all education in Texas. I know that you came to talk about assessment. I know you came to talk about the accountability system, but I can tell you, unless you have something put in its place, then we have a problem. So we do have something to talk about. I'm sure you'll ask questions, and I am prepared for that as well. Thank you.